The lights are off. The phone is down. The world is finally quiet. And there they are. Their face. Their voice. That one thing they said that you've replayed 1,000 times. That memory you keep returning to like a wound you can't stop touching. You didn't choose this. You didn't sit down and decide, okay, tonight I'm going to think about them again. It just happens. Every single night. In that fragile space between being awake and falling asleep, when your defenses are down and your heart is finally allowed to be honest, your mind goes straight to them. And you lie there wondering, why? Why this person? Why every night? Why can't I just let this go? What if I told you that psychology has a very specific, very revealing answer to that question? And what if I told you that the person consuming your last thoughts every night is actually telling you something about yourself that you absolutely need to hear? Don't close this. Don't skip ahead. What comes next might be the most honest thing you hear all week. Welcome to this channel, where we don't do surface level. We go deep into the psychology of love, longing, heartbreak, and healing. Into the parts of human emotion that most people feel but nobody talks about out loud. If you found this video, it wasn't an accident. Subscribe right now, because every single week, we say the things that have been living quietly in your chest with nowhere to go. Now, let's talk about that person. During the day, your conscious mind is in control. It has a job to do. It manages your schedule, your conversations, your responsibilities. It keeps you moving, keeps you distracted, keeps you functional. But the moment you lie down, the moment silence replaces the noise, your conscious mind steps back. And your subconscious steps forward. And your subconscious does not care about your schedule. It does not care about what's practical or logical, or what you've been telling yourself all day. It only cares about what is unresolved, what is unfinished, what is true. So when that person appears in your mind every night, right before sleep, your subconscious is not torturing you. It is trying to tell you something. The question is, are you ready to listen? The number one reason someone occupies your mind before sleep is this. Something between you and them is unresolved. Maybe it's a relationship that ended without a real conversation. Maybe it's feelings you never expressed. Maybe it's a goodbye that happened too fast, or an argument that never found resolution, or a version of them you're still grieving even though they're still alive and living their life somewhere without you. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, the proven human tendency to obsessively remember and return to incomplete things. Your brain, quite literally, cannot file away what isn't finished. It keeps the folder open. It keeps pulling it up. It refuses to archive something that still has unresolved data in it. That person is an open folder in your mind. And until something resolves, whether that's an honest conversation, a genuine goodbye, or a conscious internal decision to close the chapter yourself, your mind will keep returning to them every single night like clockwork. This is not weakness. This is not obsession. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. But here's the part that matters. You have more control over this than you think. But sometimes, it goes even deeper than that. Sometimes the person you think about before sleep isn't really about them at all. It's about what they gave you, or what they represented, or what you felt about yourself when you were around them. Maybe they made you feel seen in a way nobody else has. Maybe they made you laugh in a way that felt effortless. Maybe they made you feel exciting, or beautiful, or understood, or safe. And somewhere along the way that feeling disappeared. And now your mind keeps returning to the memory of it, like a tongue returning to a missing tooth. You're not just missing them. You're missing who you were with them. And that is one of the most important things you can realize, because it shifts the question entirely. Instead of asking, how do I get them back? You start asking, how do I feel that way again, with or without them? That question is the beginning of real healing. Because what you're actually craving, the safety, the laughter, the feeling of being truly known, that is not exclusive to one person. It felt that way. But it isn't. And the moment you understand that, you stop chasing a person and start chasing a feeling. A feeling you are completely capable of finding again. Dash. And then there's something even harder to sit with. Sometimes you think about someone every night before sleep because you love them. Simply, completely, without any complicated layers, you love them. And that love has nowhere to go. Maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe the circumstances were impossible. Maybe you let them go for reasons that made sense at the time, but haunt you now. Maybe they're with someone else. Maybe they don't even know how you feel. And every night, in that quiet space before sleep, your heart reminds you, this is real. This is not finished. This matters. If that's where you are, I need to say something to you directly. Do not spend the rest of your life wondering. Not because it's guaranteed to work. Not because they will definitely feel the same way. But because the weight of unexpressed love is one of the heaviest things a human being can carry. And you have been carrying it alone, in the dark, every single night. Say something. Send the message. Make the call. Show up. The worst outcome is rejection. And rejection, as painful as it is, gives you something priceless. It gives you an answer. And an answer, even a painful one, allows your mind to finally close the folder. What it cannot survive, what keeps people stuck for years and sometimes decades, is the silence of never knowing. Dash. But here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Sometimes the person you think about before sleep is not someone you love anymore. There's someone who hurt you. Someone who left without explanation. Someone who chose someone else. Someone who made you feel small or invisible or disposable and walked away without ever acknowledging the damage they left behind. And still, they appear. Every night. Uninvited. That is not love. That is unprocessed pain. Your mind keeps returning to them not because it wants them back, but because it never got justice, never got an apology, never got the acknowledgement it deserved. And so it keeps replaying, keeps reconstructing, keeps searching for a version of the ending that finally makes sense. Here's the truth about forgiveness that most people get wrong. Forgiveness is not something you do for them. It is something you do for yourself. It is the act of saying, I refuse to let what you did to me continue to steal my sleep, my peace, my quiet moments. You do not have to tell them you forgive them. You do not have to let them back in. You do not even have to feel warmth toward them. You just have to decide, consciously, firmly, compassionately, that they no longer get your last thought of the day. That decision belongs to you, not to them. It always has. Dash. And finally, the most unexpected thing of all. The fact that you are aware of this pattern, the fact that you lie there and notice that you're thinking about them and wonder why and feel the weight of it, means you are not stuck. It means part of you is already processing, already healing, already moving towards something. Stuck people don't question. They just feel. They drown in the feeling without ever stepping back to look at it. But you are looking at it. You are asking why. You are here, right now, trying to understand something that most people just suffer through in silence. That awareness is not nothing. That awareness is everything. It means you are ready, even if you don't feel ready, to start choosing differently, to start healing intentionally, to start building a life and a mind that doesn't need one person to feel complete. You are more than the last thing you think about before sleep. You are more than the love you never got back. You are more than the person who left, or the one who never knew, or the one who hurt you and walked away unbothered. You are someone who feels deeply, who loves completely, who has an entire internal world that is rich and real and worth protecting. And you deserve, finally, fully, without compromise, to fall asleep in peace. If this video found you at exactly the right moment, if something in here felt like it was written specifically for you, then I need you to do one thing right now. Share this with that one person in your life who lies awake thinking about someone they can't shake. They won't tell you they need this, but they do. Drop a comment below. Tell me, who do you think about before you sleep? You don't have to use names. Just tell me your story. This is a safe space. I read everything. And subscribe to this channel. Because every single week, we have conversations like this one. The kind that find you when you need them most. The kind that say the things you've been feeling but couldn't put into words. You are not alone in the dark. Remember that. Good night.